Hausa Fulani invasion of the Ijebu-Remu. Ijebu-Remu is a town in Ogun State, southwest Nigeria. Today, the Hausa Fulani has dominated this Yoruba town, which is very close to Lagos State. The trickling into the various neighborhoods of Remu, Ogun State, cautiously since 2017. People were happy because they provided cheap labor as farm hands, wood hewers, junk collectors, and shoemakers. Little did they know they were an advance party of an occupationist movement. For instance, they also began to scavenge for scraps in your backyard, refuse dumps, inside the forest, and even shrines. Yes, they know every inch of pathways, detours, and shortcuts around. Everyday produce and cattle trucks from the north discharge their goods at Ode, Ikmara Ogere, and Shagamu interchange on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Curiously, hundreds of Northerners disembark at these drop-off points, and within minutes they disappear and embed themselves. If anyone goes to Shagamu, Ogere, Ilesa, these Abokis have taken over some areas while the people there are fast asleep. While these new settlers are awake playing music, communing, and entrenching themselves, the local people remain sleeping. All over Ijebu-Remu, the Abokis are fostering and becoming emboldened by our lack of awareness and alertness. Nobody wants to tackle them because the security apparatus around Ogun State are now Fulani run. Even if they are apprehended for crimes committed, they are released within hours. In all this, I decided to go closer by forming a bond with a particular Musa. I got to know firsthand the reason for the influx. I found out it is not economic reason alone. Every one of these people are here for a more specific serious purpose. These people were sent and ordered to relocate as invaders. They all have mobile phones and radio, and they hold solidarity meetings every day. They are taught defensive and offensive maneuvers. Among them are a tiny percentage of genuine economic migrants, but they too are inside the network ordered to relocate and dominate. The epicenters of the clandestine plots are the cattle markets from Ode-Remo to Ibadan and Aboki settlements around. From Lagos to Ogijo, Shagamu, Ilesa, Iperu, Ikene, Isare, and so on. Agwewoye Road, there are command centers putting them in check and giving them new information from the north. Still, Remo people are asleep. Analyzing the movements and incidents, a certain prominent man in Igumo, Edo State called for the services of these cutlass wielding farm hands or farm workers when they arrived fully armed. He became uncomfortable, so he asked them to disarm, but they refused, so he decided to disarm them there, and then he was macheted in front of his own house in his village. There was pandemonium, and the man's eldest son mobilized the youth for action within minutes. The whole Amajiri vacated Igumo on spotting the angry youths. Sadly though, 10 days later, the foreigners were all back again in the settlement, bolder and more determined. What happened? Oh, simple. The body of the eldest son who led the uprising was found in the river a week after the uprising, and his 4 cars were burnt. his father's house ransacked. There's palpable fear in Ijebu along Benin-Agbo Expressway before the bypass. Ijebu-Remu had a close call a couple of weeks ago. 4 Abokis were killed by an irate mob over an alleged Okada snatching and robbery. It took the timely intervention of security forces and community leaders to prevent an imminent mayhem. The community is now overwhelmed by the burgeoning Aboki population. This is how it is in other communities in Remo land. If anyone thinks he or she will see a situation where Northerners will be scurrying back to the north because of one thing or the other again, then that person is a joker. As a matter of fact, the Benue Plateau situation will play out soon all over the south, and the original local people will soon be the refugees after being displaced from their land by the Abokis. So keep slumbering, keep thinking all is well, keep advocating peace and unity, keep fighting among yourselves. While you are at it, they are strategizing on how to dominate the Sultanate perpetually, that is, if they have not already dominated it. What's a statement? You see what we are saying concerning these Fulani people. They keep moving around, invading into people's community illegally, entering without permission, taking over people's property with force, claiming having government support and backings. You can imagine. This is because they are the one in power. My viewers, you can see what our people are going through that is making them to say no to one Nigeria. You are there saying yes to one Nigeria. These people are busy taking over what rightly belongs to you, taking over power. You can see. Do you know the number of Igbos that have gone down by these Fulani herdsmen? Do you know how many Igbos have been killed in the southeast by these hoodlums? Yet the federal government has refused to do anything. But then they will be looking at the armless Biafrans, eh? Taking them as terrorists, whereas they are the terrorists. My viewers, we really need to do something concerning this. Please, what's your comment concerning this news? Don't hesitate to leave them behind. Click on the subscription button as well as bell button to get updated whenever we upload any new videos. Thank you.